right before World War II, the Jews have already been in Europe and in Germany for about 5 generations, and because Jews are not allowed to do a lot of things because of the Bible, they're not allowed to have, homes of shame, and they're not allowed to drink away their lives. So obviously you'll have a few that fall here and there in between, but in generally speaking, the Jewish community is focused on being honorable, being truthful, faithful, having children, and they're not involved in warfare almost. So that leaves them with a lot of time to, make money and be very, very honest and loyal and trustful businessmen. So imagine after 5 generations of Jewish people not running around, not killing, not stealing, for the most part, not cheating, not getting into any violence or any crazy crime. The Jewish people have amassed the entire wealth of Europe, especially Germany being the big powerhouse in the picture. And now the Jews have two options: or they should invest in Germany and basically become the owners of Germany for the next 1,000 years, or they can start to take all that fortune and push it into another place and try to colonize that new location. And this is where the big rift between the Orthodox, ultra-Orthodox community and the Haskalah movement, the Zionist movement, started to play out. The Haskalah movement and the Rothschilds, they wanted to move out of Germany. They didn't like the weather there. They thought that it wouldn't be good for Jews to mingle with the non-Jews, and that the Jews should settle somewhere else and start a new life and a new colonization of a new land. And the Orthodox Jews wanted to stay in Germany. Now this is very weird because we know that all the scriptures and the Bible and everything speaks about the Messiah arriving and going and joining, and all the Jews coming back to Israel, and the temple being rebuilt, and the King Moshiach, the Messiah, being revealed. So why was this exactly the opposite, where the secular Jews want to go to Israel and the Orthodox Jews wanted to stay in Germany? The answer to that is because there are 3 steps that things need to happen. The first step is that the King Mashiach, the King Messiah, needs to be revealed. And then the second step is the building of the temple, and which includes going to Israel. And the third step is destroying the nation of Amalek, which are the sworn enemies of the Jewish people, and the one out of the 70 nations that has no fix. So the first step is a King Mashiach, a Jewish King Messiah, and the Orthodox community said that Messiah's whole purpose was to take them out of exile. Therefore he has to come and reveal himself and be proclaimed and be anointed or be accepted before the Jews even leave. So they know that they have leadership that's connecting them to the tradition, to the Bible, and to the prophecy. The Rothschilds and all these people, they weren't exactly interested in all this prophecy. They just wanted to get out of Germany so that they can be far away from the bureaucracy and manage their slaves, their new citizens, the way they feel fit, with much more freedom and flexibility. They weren't even so crazy about Israel in the beginning. They didn't mind trying Uganda or other places. They didn't really care if the Jewish people stayed Jewish. Herzl, one of the founding fathers of Zionism, had a great idea to convert all the Jewish people to Christianity. The Pope thought that was very, very fishy and canceled the whole idea, and the whole thing fell apart. Thank God. Yeah, one of those great, stupid ideas of the founders of the Zionist movement, which did not exactly have a sensitivity to the Jewish culture. And so, to make a long story short, the question today is was that a good idea? And the answer is it wasn't, because as this jealousy of the Gentiles in Germany turned into anti-Semitism, and Hitler came to power and embodied that exact cry of anti-Semitism and so on and so forth, the Jews were getting kicked on one side as they ran and the door slammed on them as they tried to flee to Israel. However, if they would be focused on what was happening in Germany, there's a very big chance that they would be able to overthrow Hitler and take him much more seriously, and and eradicate the National Socialist concept right then and there in the way that it came about in Nazi Germany. Weird thing that even though the 7th Lubavitch Rebbe, the Rebbe Menachem Mendel Schneerson, and the previous Lubavitch Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, spent many years in escaped the Nazis, and also spent many years in Russia under communist rule, they actually wrote in the scriptures of the Hasidic philosophy, in the Hasidic text, they wrote that at the end of the day, there is a small touch of communism that will actually help to pave the path for the redemption today. So that actually gives me hope, because obviously last time the National Socialism that was done in Nazi Germany was not necessarily a very effective way of bringing the Creator into the world. But this time it seems that according to what the rabbis say, and it's very complicated to explain it, I'm going to try explaining it in short. It's basically, you have the concept of there's good in every bad. This is like the yin and yang concept as well. So there's a good in the element of the leftist movement, which is that they're tearing down the injustice and they want everyone to be equal. And they also have this time a respect for religion. You see that the leftists get along with the Muslims and with the minority communities. So there is a touch of faith, and the hate for religion is not as strong as it might have been back in the day. Obviously, this is a very delicate mix, and this is like making a recipe for a cake that only God can create. And obviously, what's going to be is for us to find out and sit back and relax and enjoy the show. But the good elements of the anarchist movement, the libertarian movement, the leftist agenda, is that they're tearing down the bribery, the corruption, the chip on the shoulder for I'm better than everyone else. And of course, you take the positive elements of the right, which is listening to the law, but again, not just any law, but the law of God, which is the most important. And also, again, the justice within the law has to be 100% pure and godly. And if you want to know what the best justice system that hasn't been seen in the world in the last 2,000 years, and might be the only justice system that the world should implement that might save the day right now in these turbulent times, check out mnglobal.org/Sanhedrin Services. That's mnglobal, MoshiachNewsGlobal.org, mnglobal.org, and then check out the page Sanhedrin Services. We are putting together the plan of how to advise and judge the world without any need for police, totally peaceful, and hopefully we will see the ultimate and complete redemption speedily in our days. Again, if the Jews would have stayed in Germany, they would be able to focus at Hitler as the enemy number one, and they would have be able to focus on him and maybe prevent the entire World War II scenario and the millions of Jews that were killed. However, because they were busy focusing on fleeing Germany or leaving Germany even before Hitler went to power, and the Zionist movement was pushing this and did not agree with the Orthodox community, this sidetracked them and did not let them focus on the threat of Hitler and what he did to the Jewish people. Thank God today the Orthodox community and the non-religious community are getting along very well. Hitler was a great teacher, and he taught us that all Jews are the same. We are the chosen people, and we have to stick together. Anyway, may God protect, and may God keep us all safe and healthy. Peace.